Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I have a review for you, and this review is going to be on a book that is out today on February 14th, and stay tuned for the end because there's also going to be a giveaway. That book is The Shimmering Road, and this is written by Hester Young. I was contacted by Putnam and asked if I wanted to read this book, and I said yes. And so they sent me this very beautiful ARC copy. This is going to be the finished cover as well, but this particular one is an ARC, and I really enjoyed this book. This is an adult mystery with a little bit of paranormal thrown in there as well. And this is book number 2 in the Charlie Cates series. And book number 1 was The Gates of Evangeline, which I read last month and really enjoyed. And so I was ready to move on to this one as well, and I really enjoyed this one. This one is set in Tucson, Arizona, and also some parts of Mexico. So I do want to start out this video by letting you know that if you have not read the first book, The Gates of Evangeline, that this review is going to spoil some parts of that. So if you are interested in this series and you want to start from the beginning, I would not watch this video because I will be having to give a little bit of spoilers for what happens in the first book, because obviously there are things that carry on into this one and help shape this story. So just a little warning, if you plan to read the first one, I would go ahead and stop the video so that you don't get spoiled for it, and then maybe come back later and watch it. If you still want to read either one of these books and you don't care about being spoiled, then stick around. If you are interested in the giveaway but you don't want to spoil yourself for the book either, I will leave a timestamp right here, and just go to that timestamp in the video and then you'll get the details about the giveaway without any spoilers for anything else. So this book picks up about 7 or 8 months after the first book ended, and we are following Charlie and her boyfriend Noah as they are moving to Texas and kind of trying to settle in to see if they want to make a life there together. Charlie is very pregnant, just about 7 or 8 months pregnant, and she's really kind of fighting moving to Texas with Noah because she doesn't necessarily feel like she belongs there. Something about it just really unsettles her. But on the other hand, Noah is very adamant about living there because he's always lived there and he has roots and a business and all that. Then one day, Charlie ends up getting a vision, and that is something that happens to Charlie quite a bit. She had recently realized that she was getting visions and that people who had passed on were contacting her and wanting her to help them in some way, whether it's a family member that's been left behind or kind of help their unfinished business that they left behind when they died. So Charlie ends up having visions and having dreams where she and her unborn baby are in very grave danger. She doesn't know if these visions are real. She doesn't know if they are premonitions of what's going to happen in the future, but it definitely affects her everyday life to the point where she's getting very paranoid about things. So while Charlie and Noah are house hunting and trying to see how they can really get settled in Texas, Charlie ends up getting a very vivid vision from someone different. So it's not something that's about her, it's about someone else. And it's a little girl, and she is in the middle of a very gruesome crime scene where 2 people have been murdered. And the basic premise of the vision is that this little girl's mother has been killed. Not long after she gets that vision, she also gets a phone call and finds out that her mother and her sister have been killed. She is estranged from her family, so she didn't even really know them, but she puts the pieces together and realized that that little girl who gave her that vision was her mother and sister. Charlie's mother and sister have been living in Tucson, Arizona, so Charlie ends up really feeling that pull to go and help, even though she didn't really know her mother or her sister. She felt like she had an obligation to go because she got this vision from this little girl. That little girl ends up being her niece, and she needs somewhere to live. She's staying with a foster family at the time that they get there, but they are considering adopting her. So it's kind of going through all this legal stuff, and it's going through some of the police investigation as well, trying to figure out who killed her mother and her sister. And this whole time, Charlie's trying to decide how much she needs to be involved in things and really struggling with how much she actually cares. Not that she doesn't care, obviously it's her mother and her sister, but she doesn't know them. She barely knew her mother. Her mother left when she was very young. She didn't even know that she had a half-sister, I don't think. And so she's trying to decide, you know, people are telling her, I'm so sorry for your loss. And she's like, I didn't really lose anything. You know, I didn't even really know them. But at the same time, she definitely just feels that pull. So while all this stuff is going on, Charlie is actually still getting visions from other people, and she is finding herself kind of going all over Tucson and even down into Mexico to try to connect the dots about why her mother and sister are killed, who killed them, and what are her visions actually trying to tell her? What do they all mean? So this was a solid sequel to the first book. I really enjoyed it. I love that it was set in Tucson because I lived there for 4 years, so it was very easy for me to picture all of the scenery and everything that was described in here, and she was spot on. I could really tell she did her research because everything she was describing was Tucson to the T. No pun intended. The only thing that made this a 4 stars instead of a 5 stars for me was that it took a little bit of time to really get to the action and to the meat of the story and to what was actually behind these murders. But at the same time, everything that was talked about in here was intentional. So there wasn't anything in here that was redundant or didn't really matter, but it just did take a little bit of time to actually get to what was happening. I think I was probably 3/4 of the way through the book before we really started seeing exactly what was happening behind the scenes and behind why these 2 women were killed. But at the same time, it made sense. So it was kind of like, do I take off a star? Do I not take off a star? I wasn't sure at first, but I ended up taking off a star just because it was a little bit of a slower read than the first book was for me, but I still really, really enjoyed it. So like I said, I gave this book 4 stars, and thank you so much, Putnam, for sending me this book. Okay, time for the giveaway. So when I was contacted about receiving this, Putnam was very kind to offer to do a giveaway on my channel. So if this is a book that you're interested in, you want to receive a free copy of it, you will receive a free brand new hardback copy of this, and you will receive it from Putnam directly, then you can enter to win. Rules are, obviously, you need to be subscribed to my channel, and just leave me a comment on this video and say enter me, and I will keep a running list of everyone who is entering. I'm going to leave this open for 1 week, and this is open to US residents only. So again, this will be open for 1 week. I will close it next Wednesday, and then next Thursday I will have the winner posted. So if you would like to receive a copy, go ahead and follow those directions down below, and good luck. All right, guys, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have any questions at all, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.